The effects of being able to strength train 24/7. I live in a small town, and here we now have a gym, which is open 24/7. Now, practically, there are still peak times, and since many people now have caught on that there is a gym, the peak times now are, well, peak times at a gym. So, from 5 to 7 p.m., you can't train there, at least on Monday. But what are the effects? For one, in theory, I can always train in ultradian peaks, which in the last couple of weeks and months, I also did. It simply seems to not make sense to train, which is basically requiring peak performance in anything else but a ultradian high phase. For me, this is often also tied to postprandial highs. The best here seem to be the first postprandial high. So basically I stand up, then I have a couple of or one ultradian phase, so 90 minutes, 180 minutes, 3 hours. Sometimes I work for 6 hours, 9 hours, sometimes even 12 hours. But then of course with sleep it gets tricky. And then I eventually either nap again or actually sleep, and then I take my first meal, and after which my body kicks into the first workout phase of the day. If I don't take this, then eventually the metabolic stress from food down-regulates my cognitive ability so much that I, one, cannot sleep because of the metabolic stress, but for two, am then cognitively so less able via the metabolic stress that the only way out of this would again be to work out. But because my cognitive ability has already declined so much, I now cannot work out as well as I otherwise would. Which means that the workout, if I take the second postprandial peak and don't have energy from the first left, which sometimes happens if I sleep really well, is over the long term not a very useful workout spot. Because then the workouts basically are not very good workouts. I run slower, I lift less in the gym, compared to the same day in a better ultradian phase. And then the second workout slot is, for me, in between 8 to 12 hours after waking, but of course this depends on a variety of factors. So strength training for me, because I need to kind of preserve the first slot, the first postprandial slot for cardio, at least ideally, because also of the here ideal power to weight ratio, at least ideal compared to the 8 to 12 hour workout slot, because the longer I'm awake, the more meals I have in me and in my digestive tract. At a certain power output now that I need, for example, for running, in sports and activities in which I carry my weight, i.e. running, bouldering, climbing, doing pull-ups, less so, biking, swimming, I need an optimized power to weight ratio to have a, for example, fast running time. So now because some of the cardio I do is running, I thereby should optimize and also condition my body for the cardio slot as the first postprandial high. Which then leaves, so if I strength train and then do cardio and again, then it seems to be that I cannot get sufficient cardio volume in to long-term increase my cardiovascular ability. And right now it has been dropping for